I've been posting drum videos on Instagram for a little over a year now, and by far the one thing that people ask me about the most is the microphone that I use.
What's that mic? Do I what mic is yours? Sounds so crisp. Sound only one mic. Sure, mic sounds bro. What mic is Wow.
The one microphone that I use for all of my videos is a Shure MV51 digital condenser microphone. So I'm gonna play the same beat 2 times. The first time that I play it, you're gonna be hearing it running through the camera's internal microphone. The second time I play it, you're gonna hear it coming through the Shure MV51. So basically, this thing is magic. You do not need some kind of fancy interface or any additional expensive equipment. Honestly, you just plug this thing into your phone or tablet and you hit record and you're ready to go. Okay, the first thing you're gonna wanna do when you get this bad boy is download the associated app that goes with the microphone to whatever device that you're going to be using to record your audio. You can use your iPhone, you can use your Android, you can use your tablet, you can use your laptops, just whatever is most convenient for you. The app is called Motive Audio and it's available in the App Store. The only additional piece of equipment that you may need to purchase to make this work for you is a microphone stand. I got this little boom stand at Guitar Center for 30 bucks. It's been holding up great for me. The microphone comes with a micro USB cable and a little iPhone dongle adapter. You can plug both of those dudes in and set the level on your microphone to loud. If you don't know which setting that is, that's the one represented by the little speaker icon. I've had this microphone for a year and a half and I've never moved it off that icon. It's honestly a lot like my order at B-Dubs. I've been going to Buffalo Wild Wings for as long as I can remember and I've never ordered anything other than honey barbecue boneless wings. But honey barb is like the best thing I've ever had, so I feel like the chances of me finding something better are pretty slim. So I'll just keep it on the speaker icon. Once you screw this microphone onto its stand, you'll want to point it directly at your crotch. I have no idea why that's the best place to put it. Why is a tree good? Why is a sunset good? This is just how it needs to be. You're gonna wanna make sure that the microphone has some room to breathe, so keep it a couple of inches above your bass drum and make sure it doesn't extend past the hoop here. So if you go back over to your device that you're gonna be using to record the audio, whether it be your tablet or laptop or iPhone, here on the main record screen, you'll see that there's an input level gain here at the top. For the kind of drumming that I'm doing, I always keep that thing all the way down to 0. I just slide it until I can't slide it anymore. If you're doing some really low impact stuff like playing with brushes, you may want to experiment with that input gain and play with it a little bit. But for the most part, I really think everyone is just gonna have theirs slid all the way down to 0. Once you're ready to go and you hit record in the app, feel free to lock your device's screen. The app's gonna keep recording in the background whether or not your screen is locked. It can make a huge difference in your battery life if you're playing a long session. At this point, your camera should be rolling and your Shure MV51 microphone should be capturing audio rolling through whatever device you're using. Once you sit down behind your kit before you start playing whatever it is that you're setting out to play, just give yourself a nice, big, fat, juicy snare hit. That's gonna give you a really nice point of reference that'll be super helpful once everything's done and you're editing everything in post. Okay, so this is the best part, and it's also the part that you don't need me for. You just play drums now.
Here I come, Tacoma!
When you've expelled all of the delicious beats from your body, hit stop on your camera, hit stop on the Motive app. Assuming you're going to be using a computer to edit this video, which I highly suggest you do, we're gonna have to figure out a way to get your audio from the device that you recorded onto the computer. If you're using a Mac, this is gonna be super easy. Tap the sound wave icon in the lower right-hand corner of the app. This will take you to your saved files. Tap the file you want to work with, then tap the ellipsis, again in the bottom right-hand corner. Tap Share, tap More, then airdrop the file to your desktop or laptop. If you're unable to use airdrop or you're working on a Windows machine, don't worry, you can just plug your device directly into your computer using a USB and drag the files onto your desktop that way. I use GarageBand to edit all of my stuff because I'm an amateur. I'm not self-conscious about it at all. It's fine. You're gonna wanna create an empty project and then drag and drop the audio file of your drumming onto a new track. Once the audio file is loaded up into GarageBand, you'll notice that new controls have appeared at the bottom of your screen when you click on the track. What you do from here is completely up to you. Play with the compressor, the EQ, the ambience, the reverb. Really just try to find something that fits the vibe that you're going for with this track. Once you've found something that you're stoked on, click Share on the toolbar at the top of your screen, then export the song to disk. We're almost done right now. I'm honestly gonna say we're at 90% done right now. You're so close to dropping some hot fire on the internet right now. If you have a program that you already use to edit video on your computer, fire that thing up. If not, you're gonna need to procure one. I personally recommend a program called DaVinci Resolve. It's free and it's awesome. That being said, if you are on a Mac, feel free to just rock with iMovie. It's super easy and it will work great for this purpose. For this tutorial, I'm gonna use DaVinci because that's what I use. Regardless of what program you're using, the process is pretty much gonna be the same. The first thing you're going to do is import your footage and drop it into the timeline. Doing this is gonna set you up with two tracks, a video track and an audio track. The audio that you see here is not the super sexy audio from your Shure microphone. It's just the lame boo-boo doo-doo audio from your camera. It's not good. Go and find that track that you just edited in GarageBand and drag and drop it directly below the existing audio in your video editing program. This is where that big old snare hit's gonna come in handy. Sorry about that, had to go get a hoodie. It's cold in the basement. What you're gonna do now is use your mouse to scrub along the timeline at the beginning of your clip until you see yourself make that big snare hit. Once you've found it, look for the first big peak in the audio file that you just imported. So on your timeline, that'll be the second green layer. It'll be the third layer at the very bottom. That's the good, crispy audio from your Shure MV51. You're looking for the first big peak on that wave file because that's where your snare hit is. You're gonna wanna grab that track and move it to where that peak lines up with you hitting your snare. It's also really helpful to compare the track on the bottom from your Shure to the track directly above it, which is the internal microphones track. In terms of the way they look, they're gonna be almost identical. So you can match up the pattern from the lower one to the top one, and then everything's gonna be on grid. This part does take a little bit of trial and error, but try not to get frustrated. With a little bit of practice, you'll be doing it so fast. Honestly, that's pretty much it. If your first snare hit is locked in between the video and the audio file, then the rest of the file is gonna be great too. The only thing left to do now is to share it with the world. If you guys end up going out and getting this mic and you produce some videos and you post them online, please tag me in it. I would love to see what you guys are doing with this microphone. I have no production experience. I have no expensive programs or software, but thanks to this $150 microphone, I'm still able to have a presence online with my drumming that to me feels like it's professional and that I'm proud of. Thank you guys for taking the time to check this video out. I hope it helps. Love you guys. Stay safe.